When the CEO of Stratton Motors, a man renowned for building an empire on precision, ruthlessness, and impossibly high standards, threw down the gauntlet in front of a skeptical boardroom and a lineup of elite engineers, daring the janitor's daughter, an unassuming hoodie-clad 19-year-old, named Alora to fix the company's most enigmatic engine failure that had baffled top minds for months. Everyone expected her to falter, laugh nervously, maybe even run. Instead, she stepped forward with calm eyes that burned with something far deeper than confidence purpose. And what unfolded next shocked not only the gathered engineers and executives, but would eventually ripple through the entire global automotive industry, rewriting the limits of engineering genius and human determination itself. Alora, whose father mopped floors beneath the same fluorescent lights for 22 years without ever being noticed, had grown up listening to the hum of machines, sneaking into late-night shifts, sketching engine schematics on discarded cardboard while her father cleaned conference rooms, teaching herself about combustion ratios and torque distribution from manuals thrown in trash bins by men in lab coats, too proud to see value in old texts. And when she stood before that malfunctioning prototypes, engine and next-gen, AI-synced hybrid powertrain rumored to be the future of clean transportation, but whose unstable core design rendered it unusable, the CEO's smirk said everything. This was a publicity stunt, a bit of theater before returning to real work. But Alora didn't blink. She requested silence, rolled up her sleeves, and in one fluid motion began dismantling the upper housing with a precision that made several onlookers instinctively glance at each other, unsure how a teenager without a degree could move like that. And then, as she exposed the wiring mesh, she muttered about a miscalculated amperage threshold in the hybrid battery governor, a theory no one had proposed because, according to protocol, that component had already been verified by the company's top engineer. But she continued, hands dancing like she was sculpting art, isolating parts and pointing out how the torque feedback sensors were misaligned by less than a millimeter, causing cascading instability under load conditions. And as the minutes turned into a silent hour, broken only by the sound of tools and whispered disbelief, the tension in the room shifted from amusement to awe. The CEO's expression hardened, not in anger, but in the shock of a man watching the floor beneath him crack open. When Alora requested the system be powered up, many hesitated, convinced the misfit girl was either dangerously brave or wildly delusional. But when the engine roared to life, not just functioning but purring with efficiency 27% higher than its best recorded test, chaos broke out. Engineers shouted, a few cursed under their breath, and one collapsed into a chair, mumbling that they'd wasted $12 million chasing ghosts when the solution was in front of them all along. And the CEO, trying to mask the quake in his voice, asked where she learned all this, to which she replied, while waiting for my dad to finish cleaning your offices, a line that would soon go viral across every major tech outlet, sparking heated debates about talent, privilege, and the future of education, as Stratton Motors scrambled to offer Alora a full scholarship, a lab of her own, and an immediate executive internship, all while journalists flooded her hometown, painting murals of her outside her high school, interviewing neighbors who recounted how she once fixed a lawnmower blindfolded for fun. And though Alora accepted the scholarship, she declined the internship, saying she'd rather build engines than sit in meetings, and within 2 years, launched her own startup dedicated to open-source, sustainable vehicle technology. eventually poaching many of Stratton's former engineers, who now saw her not as an anomaly, but as the real thing, a prodigy, not born from Ivy League halls, but forged in silence, in forgotten corridors, in the hunger of obscurity. And while the CEO tried to reclaim the narrative, suggesting it was his vision that led to discovering her talent, the world knew the truth. It wasn't a vision but a dare, one meant to humiliate, that had instead ignited a revolution, reminding everyone that genius needs no permission to exist, it only needs a moment to be seen.